Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little frog. I designed it myself. He isn't too heavy in bands. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe like 200 bands if anything, and then maybe a few to like tuck in the parts where you stitch them into each other, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. It's too early for me to be making a video. But like the tails, like when you do the slip knots to attach everything, so you'll need to be attaching the eyes and the feet to the like little body. So today you'll be needing some safety eyes, or you can use rubber bands too if you want to do it that way, if you don't have safety eyes. I took the safety eyes and I took the backs and like stuck them in there, so they're in there really good so they don't fall out. I stuff everything. I stuff the eyes, I stuff the body of course, and then I stuff the feet. So today for the materials you'll be needing some polyfill or some stuffing, rubber bands, cotton balls, whatever. Pom-poms. I've used pom-poms in the past for my Loomigurumis because it just seems to work better and it doesn't fray out as much. I mean, he's got some hair sticking out of him. But so you'll be needing your stuffing and then some bands. I'm going to be using these lime green bands today. And then you'll need a C-clip or a stitch marker. And then you'll need a hook. I'm going to be using my 3mm hook. I also have a rainbow loom hook, but it seems like it kind of hooks weird because like the hook's a little thicker than my crochet hook that I use a lot. But you can use a rainbow loom hook too. It doesn't matter. Whatever works to just get the stitches going. Okay, so I need to get out my book real quick. So I got my book out and let's get started on how to make this. Okay, so first we're going to start off with a magic ring of 5. What that means is you're going to put one band on the hook and wrap it 3 times. And grab another band and put it on. And slide that triple band on there. And this will be the start of our magic ring. I don't know, I sometimes gently pull it just to kind of get it to work right. And then you'll go back into the triple band that you made. And then you're just going to do the same thing 5 times. So just pull it through there. Oh! Okay. Let's try this again. Sometimes I don't have my hook angled right. I don't know if I'm zoomed in too far too. I don't know. Give me a second here and I'll check. So, kind of do that. You got 2 on there. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we'll just keep going around. I'm hoping this tutorial doesn't take too long. It didn't take too long to make the frog pattern up, so I'm assuming this will be a quicker one and it won't be as confusing as my little dinosaur video that I made. I'm still pretty new to doing YouTube videos, so. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I count mine. You can also flip it over and count the one on your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you don't want to go into this first loop right here that's facing towards you. You want to go into that second loop. And then what we're going to do is do an increase. So we're going to put 2 single stitches into 1 loop. Whoops, kind of going out of focus there. It's hard to do this with my phone right in my face. But we'll make it work. Oops, I forgot to put my stitch marker on. Sorry guys. So you put a stitch marker on after you do those 5 rings, which I think I still put it on in the wrong spot. I'm so sorry, I messed up. Okay, so you put it there, and then you do 2 single stitches and 1 loop. I don't think my camera's focusing good enough. And then you just do that all the way around, including the C-clip, where you put your stitch marker on. I'm sorry, I should have paid more attention to where to put the stitch marker on. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go. Yay, don't need a stitch marker. So you just keep putting 2 stitches in 1 loop. And if I'm not explaining my videos right, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what I should work on or what I should change. I know I talk a lot, so. But who do you talk to when you're making a video, you know? It's just like you're talking to yourself. So you remove your stitch marker, and then you still do 2 single stitches in 1 loop. And this is going to be the head. I mean, not the head, but the body. The body / head, I guess. So once you got those 2 on there, then you put your C-clip on or your stitch marker, and then you count your bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should be 10 in there now. And then we're going to single stitch and then increase. So the single stitch, you just put one loop, 1 stitch and 1 loop. And then the next one, we're going to put 2 stitches in 1 loop. My hands are kind of getting in the way. I'm sorry. It's hard to make a video and do what you're doing and make sure that it's like showing up in the video. Okay. String. Piece of rubber band or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll just keep going around. So now I'm doing an increase. And then a single stitch. Then an increase. I think my videos are a lot longer too because I don't know how to edit things. But I don't know. Two, 1, single stitch, increase on the stitch marker. I'm kind of a slowish loomer too. I'm pretty slow. Oh, gotta adjust everything here. Okay, so this is what it should look like now. And you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 stitches. 15? I think 15, yeah. 14 or 15, one of the two. Okay, so then now we are going to single stitch 2, and then we're going to increase, and we're going to alternate that, which means we're going to single stitch 2, single stitch 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to increase. And we're going to do that all the way around. So single stitch 2 and then increase. This video is probably going to take like a whole hour to like upload or so. Oh. increase. Sorry, my nose is a little bit runny today. I think it's the weather. The weather keeps changing from being cold, like down in the 20s, to being up in the 50s, to being down in the 30s. Today it's supposed to rain a little bit too, which we could use some rain. We need something because we haven't really gotten much snow this year. Sorry, I'm just gonna do this while I'm on camera here. Because if I pause my phone, it backs out of the videotaping mode and that's why it just messes up my videos. So I guess I'm just gonna keep going with this and not pause, because if I do pause, then it like exits out of the video and then I have to do a whole nother clip. Then we're back to our stitch marker. So now I'm going to do an increase on it. Kind of wanted to make this frog in like a different color than just green, but maybe I'll make another one and do it in a different color. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to single stitch 5 rows, including the C-clip or stitch marker. So this is going to take me forever. What I do to watch my rows is what I'll do is I'll put a band by itself, so I know which row I'm on. I'll probably do a couple rows with you guys and then I'll pause so I don't take too long having my video paused. This is where I need to go a little faster, or else this is gonna be so long. I kind of stitch weird. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed or find a lot of things to be more complicated when you're left-handed. A lot of videos are all right-handed, so it takes a minute to learn some Loomigurumis, so I don't want to pause my video for too long. I'm afraid it's going to back out, and this video shouldn't be that long of a tutorial. But I know, like, if I pause, it's going to back out, and I'm going to have to make, like, a part 2 for this little frog, and I don't need to make a part 2 for this frog. It only needs to be one video, if at all possible, because it just seems easier to watch one video than it does to watch 5 videos, like my dinosaur that I did on here. But yeah, if you guys want to pause, you can. You don't have to listen to me blabber on for 5 stitches, for 5 rows. But yeah, you just single stitch them. Make sure to put your C-clip back on, or your stitch marker. I've been using rainbow loom bands and making bracelets. Well, I started off making bracelets first. And I don't know. I started off making those in like September of 2024. So that's how long I've been messing with rainbow loom bands. It hasn't been that long, but I like how far I've come. It took me forever to learn how to make a magic ring. I'm just like, I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm sure there's still some Loomigurumi stitches I don't know how to do, but magic rings I can do now. And I'm starting to learn like with increases and decreases and stuff like that and how it changes the layout of the bands. This video is already 15 minutes long. But I don't want to pause it. I'm sorry. Oh. But yeah, I really like the rainbow loom bands. I like working with them, but everyone's like, "Oh, you should start crocheting and work with yarn." And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. One, yarn takes up a lot of space. My rubber bands already take up enough space because I have like a big beach bag full of rubber bands. I need to figure out a better way to organize them, but right now I have them all in like little baggies, like little Ziploc baggies I got from Hobby Lobby. So they don't like dry out or anything like that or deteriorate. Deteriorate? Yeah. I forgot to put my band up there. That little pile. So that was 2 rows. This will be my 3rd row. What else can I talk about? I don't know. I like doing a lot of different crafts. I like drawing and painting and doing polymer clay and coloring, I guess. But I really am literally obsessed with doing rainbow loom. Like making loomigurumis. They're so much fun to make. And I feel such accomplishment once I'm done making something so cute, you know? I need to try to make more tutorials, but like I know some of them would take a long time to do. So I'd have to end up making parts to it. Like I did with the dinosaur. But yeah, the dinosaur just frustrated me because that whole tutorial didn't turn out right. It should have been maybe 2 or 3 parts, but not like 5 or 6 parts long. But my phone just kept backing out every time I'd pause and start working on a piece that takes longer. Like, if I have to do a bunch of single stitches, I try to pause. But like if I pause, it just backs out of the video and I have to make another one, so. Oh, my wrist is kind of hurting. Using those tendons in your muscles. Like, using those tendons like right in here hurts. It burns. Okay, so here's my 3rd row. Like I said, I'm kind of slow, so I'm trying to hurry up with this. Because this is probably the main part that takes the longest, is just doing all the single stitch rows. Okay, put another band up there, so I'm on my 3rd. What else can I talk about? I don't know. I don't really know what to talk about. I guess one thing I don't like about rainbow loom bands is that you can only get so much in stores. Like, you can't get browns. You have to, like, order those online. You can't find them in stores, which kind of sucks, because brown is a good color to have if you want to make stuff with. But you have to order it online. But I do like the boxes that they have, like the glitter boxes and the glow-in-the-dark boxes, because they have a lot of bands in them. Whereas the bracelet making kits just have kind of like enough bands, you know, to make a bracelet. But, I mean, you can make loomigurumis with it too, but it's really hard to use, like, to have enough of one color, you know. I feel like I never have enough of one color. Like, I'm going to have to order more green. I mean, I got, like, enough here, but I don't know. I just want to have enough of each color, you know? So if I want to make something, I can make it with that color instead of being like, oh, well, I'm just going to have to use a bunch of different colors to make it. Which those are still cute, too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I just made this frog design yesterday, and I just figured I would do a little tutorial on it since I didn't think it was going to take too long. But this might end up being like a 30-40 minute video, and it's going to take forever to upload on YouTube. Like, it's already at 20 minutes. Okay, I need to get working on these rows. I mean, I'm almost done with it, doing all these stitches, but... So, like, after we do our 5 rows, which I still have one more to do, we're going to probably be stuffing... Yeah, we're going to be stuffing it, and then we're going to decrease until closed. Which, when I decrease it, I do a decrease in the single stitch because I just feel like it lays out better. But I'll talk about that more once we get to it, which should be right after these 5 stitches. Got cat hair in mine. I got 2 cats, and they're both darker cats, so of course their hair just shows up on everything. I have to keep plucking hair off of my Loomigurumis. Oh, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I love my cats. My one cat, his name is Pip, but we call him like BPR. And then my other cat, his name is Shadow. We call him Shadow Gremlin because he kind of looked like a gremlin when he was younger. I'm shocked they're actually not in here, getting in the way. They like to help. But yeah, once we get to the eyes and the feet, those are like super simple and easy to get done. It's just the same pattern pretty much for it, so... Okay, there's my 4th row. Should look kind of like that. Looks smaller on camera than it does in person. I mean, it's a pretty small frog tutorial, but... Okay, now I'm going to take a band. There's my 5th row. But yeah, I just think it's easier just to put bands, like, aside when you're working on so many single stitch rows. Because then you kind of know where you're at. But sometimes I forget to put a band down, and I end up realizing that I might need another band, or it might have been another row that I did, or it might have been a row less. But I try to pay attention. God, this video is going to take so long to upload. Which is a pain. Kills my phone battery uploading videos onto YouTube. I need to get like a camera to do it, so I don't have to use up all my phone battery. Because I can start off with like 100% battery, and then I go and upload a video onto YouTube, and it like takes off half of my battery, and it makes my phone hot. Sorry, my hands are a little bit dry. I have like eczema or something on my hands. I don't know. One doctor said that it could be stress related, but yeah. So if you see my videos and I have all these dry hands that aren't aesthetic, I'm sorry. Like, they're not aesthetically pleasing. They're just dry and all cracked out. Okay. And then here's our last single stitch. Yay! Finally. Only took me 24 minutes to do that. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second here, and I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to get a drink real quick. Okay, so now that we got that taken care of, you can either stuff them now, kind of put some stuffing in it now, and it works better, I guess, when it like starts decreasing, and then you know exactly how much more filling you need. I think I need like a pinch more. I like this stuff, but it's so fluffy, it just It's not meant for rubber bands. Let me tell you that. Like, it just fuzzes out everywhere. I just kind of stuff it in there. I just kind of see what I want the stuffing to be like. Like, this one still could probably use a little more stuffing once I close it up a little bit more, so. And then the metal is rubbing off of my hook, so I got like metal on my fingers from like holding the hook, so. Okay, let's continue with this. I'm talking too much. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a decrease. And what I do is, I'm left-handed, so it's probably gonna look weird. I go in and grab this back band and then grab this front band from the second loop, and then I just add in a band, and that's a decrease. So I'll show you again, obviously, because I'm not gonna stop recording, but here's a single stitch. So you do a single stitch, and then we're gonna do a decrease. So grab from the back band and then the front band that's closest to you, and then just pull the bands over, and then we'll do a single stitch and then a decrease. At least that's why I think a decrease is. I don't know if you grab from the front and then the back, but I grab from the back and then the front, like the inner part of the inner part, and then the front, which would be the outer part. So we grab the inner, wait, hold on, yeah, the inner and then the outer, and then flip it over, and add a band and flip that, and we'll do a single stitch, and then a decrease. I feel like I'm too far away from the camera. I don't know. My foot's cramping. Okay. Single stitch. And grab from the inner. Grab from the outer. Do a decrease. And I just do that all the way around until it gets small enough. Then I just do decreases and then just close it up. But yeah, I like to do this decrease and then the single stitch, or single stitch and then a decrease, whichever one you want to do first, because I just think it lays a lot nicer than just decreasing it, because if you decrease too much, then like you get these big open gaps like in your work, and I don't like that. So that's why I think the single stitching and then the decrease, or decreasing and then single stitches, like really beneficial, because it just makes it lay a lot nicer. Like on my other frog that I made, I did the single stitch and then the decrease until it got small enough, and then I just decreased it. Like, I'm sorry this video is probably a little bit long too, because like I said, I'm kind of, in person, I'm slow at looming. I mean, some days I'm quicker, but I don't know. It seems like whenever I make a video on YouTube, I'm like wanting to make sure I explain things well. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit slower. I don't know. And then you don't really need the C-clip after that. I mean, you can just keep doing your decreases and single stitches until you feel like you've gotten to a small enough point to where you just decrease. Which I'm still single stitching and decreasing. Okay, now I think I can just decrease because it looks small enough. And I usually kind of over decrease, like I usually end up with this little point on the end of my Loomigurumis because I don't know if I just stitch too much, but Okay, so what we're going to do now is, like, once you got it closed off enough, like my little holes right here, I'm going to go in and just grab 2 loops and add it on there, and take a band and pull it through all of the loops on your hook, and then just do a slip knot and tighten it. Don't tighten it too tight. I've had a few bands snap on me, but I guess that's what my frog's going to be, because I didn't add more stuffing into him, but he's gonna be super squishy. Like, this one's not as squishy. He's a little bit firmer, but yeah, you can kind of see on the bottom where kind of open hold a little bit more, like the rubber bands are more spaced out, but it's not really a big deal with that. So what I'm going to do now, God, I should have added more stuffing into it, but he'll be okay. I'm gonna go in through the bottom or whatever, the top, and grab this band and pull it through. And what I like to do, I know not too many people probably do this, but just to make sure this band is secured really good, I go in through 2 more loops, and then I just pull through all of those just to help keep that knot in place really good. So, he's too squishy. And then I'm just going to tuck that one in. So there we go. There's the body. And next we are going to work on the eyes. The eyes start off of a magic ring of 5. I guess I need to grab some eyes out too, because I forgot to grab my eyes. And the eyes I use, I believe they're 8mm eyes. Maybe 6 or 8. I think they're 8mm eyes that I do. But I think rubber bands would be just as cute. You can use like black rubber bands to make the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Magic ring of 5. Okay. There's your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to put a stitch marker on the one on the hook. And then we're going to increase the whole row. So we'll put those 2 bands in 1 loop. So there's 2 in 1 loop. I go to my next loop and I do 2 bands in 1 stitch. 33 minutes long. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm trying to go fast, but not too fast. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Lemonada's Looms. It's the same as it is on YouTube. So you can see other things I've done. Because I haven't really posted much on YouTube, so since it's still a fairly new YouTube page. Okay, so there's our increases. So what you should have, you start off with 5 stitches when you made the ring, magic ring. So now you should have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we are going to single stitch 2 rows. So this is my first row. Oops. Okay, here's our first row of single stitches. I'm going to grab my eyes real quick, because after I do the second single stitch, that's when I typically add the eyes if you're doing like safety eyes. So I'm gonna grab those real quick. I have to keep going to different stores to get my eyes because Hobby Lobby doesn't carry. Well, I mean, they have safety eyes, but they never like up their inventory. They never restock their inventory on the eyes, so I have to go like an hour away to go and get some safety eyes or order them online, which I don't really like ordering stuff online because I hate waiting. I'm like a person who doesn't like to wait, so oh, very impatient. Okay. So we're gonna do another single row stitch. And yeah, I do stuff these eyes. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just think it makes it hold up a little bit better. I need to get one of those safety eye back pusher and things. Whatever you call them. I don't know the technical term for them. But like the things that push in the like those little caps that go on the back of the eyes. It's kind of difficult to put on sometimes, especially the bigger eyes, like the 10mm eyes. They don't really work that well. It's like hard to push them in with your hands. Okay, so there's my 2 rows for my eye, my first eye, and you're gonna want to make 2 of these. This I'm just gonna add the eye on, and then what I'm going to do is stuff it, and then I'm going to decrease it until closed. So right now I'm gonna put the eye on. I don't know where I want to put it. Maybe right there. I'm gonna flip it inside out here to put the backing on it, because I don't know. I mean, you don't have to add the backings on them, but I'm like, you have them anyway, so you might as well use them. But there's one eye. So now I'm gonna add just a pinch of stuffing to it, because it does not take a whole lot of stuffing, obviously, to stuff these eyes. And you just pop a little bit of stuffing in there. Kind of adjust it a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to decrease it until closed, and I just do decreases with this. I don't single stitch and then decrease because it's small, so it should be okay. So probably after this I will do a short pause because I think these eyes will be quicker than my phone cutting off. But yeah, because these eyes are pretty quick to make. See, I don't get why there's a big gap there. Like, I don't overstuff it or anything like that. But sometimes I'll go back into those stitches that are too wide and apart, and I'll like stitch into them. Because I don't want like big gaps in between my rubber bands. And then you just slip knot it closed, so it should look kind of like that. And then what I do is I also take that I take that rubber band and just pull it through. Make sure it's tight in there. And then if you need to, you can always go and tuck it back in if it needs to be tucked in a little more after you pull it through. I just keep going around until it's tucked. That one kind of tucked weird, but doesn't have to be perfect. But so there's one of the eyes. I'm going to pause real quick and I'm going to make the other eye and then I will come back. And maybe I won't pause. I don't want to jeopardize ruining this video and having to make a second one. But yeah, I've almost got my magic ring of 5 done. And this is just going to be the other eye that we're working on. So I'm just going to go for it and make this video over an hour long. So, because it's already up 40 minutes. I can't believe it. I can't believe how fast like time goes by when you're looming. And then we're going to do an increase. And then the feet will be what we will be making next. And I hate to do a video of me making 4 feet, like 4 feet, and making the video longer. So, I don't know. I don't really know what to do. Wish I had a camera. If I had a camera, I wouldn't have to pause it. I'd just play. But for the phone, it just backs out after a few minutes. Decisions. I guess I can do one leg with you and then just kind of end this video, and then kind of after I get everything together, I can show you guys how I hook everything together and get everything attached. My foot keeps cramping. That's what I get for sitting on the floor. Eventually I'm going to get a table and chairs to sit in my craft room, so I want one of the cats. So this will be part 1 to the frog, and then I'll make a part 2, which will be me attaching everything together if you want to watch that. If not, don't worry about it, because I'm sure people know how to most people know how to attach stuff together if you've been looming for a while, but I will make a separate video for those who'd like to see how I do it. Sometimes I do like an extra rubber band to like tighten things in, just to make sure nothing falls apart. I know most people don't really do that. I just like the extra security in knowing that the design won't like come unraveled, you know. Because I've made granny squares, and my first granny square turned out perfect, and then my second and third granny square fell apart. So I don't know how that works when you watch the video and it falls apart. Okay, so this is my second row here of single stitches. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to at least make one of the legs, because this video is already long. I'll have to keep an eye on YouTube and see how long it takes to like update this video. Well, upload it onto YouTube, because it's probably going to take at least like a few hours, I would imagine. I don't know. You'd think by now it wouldn't take so long to upload something. We're in 2025. We've had technology going for a minute. Okay. So there's my 2 rows of single stitches. And I'm going to add the eye onto this one. Kind of look at both of them and see how they're placed. And I will, I don't know. I was going to show you how to attach in a rubber band eye, but that'd mean I'd have to make another eye. But I don't know. Take a little bit of fluff, polyfill, whatever. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to shape this polyfill up here. Like, roll it together into a ball so it fits good into the eye. Maybe I am overstuffing the eyes. I mean, the eyes don't necessarily need stuff, but they'd just be kind of flimsy, I suppose. I'm going to take that off because I'm just decreasing now until it's closed off. And I'm not going to attach anything right now because, like I said, I'm going to make a separate video for, like, attaching all the limbs and stuff, the eyes to the body. I'm trying to be, like, on my YouTube more often, but I don't know. I just don't know what to post because everything I make is, like, it takes a little longer than 30, 40 minutes, you know, so I don't know. Yeah, see here how it's a big gap? I'm gonna go in and grab this one. We're just gonna make an extra little string there. So it kind of closes that up. I don't know. I don't like the gapping in between it. Like the big gaps. So I'm just going in and grabbing from the other loop there. This one has probably a little bit more filling in it. That's why it's doing that. But, yeah. Just gonna close that eye off. Then take this loop and pull it through. Ooh, pull it through. I'm gonna tuck it again. That's probably why I get so much fuzz. But here's my two eyes. Flip that one over. Yeah, this one's definitely stuffed more. You can see it. But that's okay. He's still gonna be a cute frog. Okay. So now for the feet, we're gonna do a magic ring of 6. So you'll stick 6 stitches in your cap band or whatever you want to call it. The circle. So I am going to three, 4, 5, and 6. I don't think they necessarily need to be this big, but I don't know if I just do 5 stitches and it looks too small. But it always starts off smaller, so. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to increase the whole row. Of course, it seems like we increase the whole row on everything, but I'm gonna have to make a pink frog because I think a pink frog would be cute. Honestly, I think the frog can be in any color you want it to be in. It can be blue, green, pink, purple, yellow. I think that's a good thing about rainbow loom bands is that you can literally make any Loomigurumi with it. Or bracelets, really. And, like, the bands always look pretty. Okay, so there's the start of our foot. And now we're gonna single stitch 2 rows, including the C-clip. I'm gonna move this a little bit because I need a different angle here. No, that won't work. Just need to keep it right there. Oh, there's part of my leg to my tripod, but whoopsie. Okay, so we're gonna single stitch 2 rows. Whoa. Let me see here if I can get this thing to focus again. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way, but like, how do you keep your hands out of the way? And I do stuff the feet too. The feet definitely need stuffed because they're holding up the frog. Rubber band just went flying. Because you're going to single stitch 2 rows and then you're going to stuff it and decrease until it's closed. They might look a little big, but once you kind of squish them up and together, they'll work out. Give me a minute here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. The magic thing is 6. This looks a little bit bigger than my other one, but maybe it's just me. Because I'm using like a solid green instead of using multiple greens. Okay, there's my first single stitch row. And here comes my second. Whoops. Sorry. Kind of out of camera there, camera view. I should be counting how many bands these take, but I can't keep count and do a tutorial and look at my my pattern on my book. Oh my gosh, an hour-long video. But yeah, I'm just gonna do this foot with you guys, and I'm gonna let you do the rest of the feet. And if you want to, you can come and see how I attach everything together in part 2, which I will try to, like I said, pay attention to when YouTube uploads this part 1. And then I will upload part 2 shortly after this one gets uploaded, so just hanging tight with me here. Okay, so I've done my 2 loops, my 2 single stitches, a magic ring of 6, my increase, my single stitch, and then another single stitch. So I'm going to stuff this. They're kind of hard to stuff. Hold on. Increase and single stitch. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then with this, I'm just going to decrease all the way around. I'm not going to do a single stitch and then decrease. And so you'll need to make the rest of your feet up and for the frog. I'm going to do that too, but I'm going to do it off camera. And then, like I said, part 2 I will post the how to attach everything together. Because with the eyes, I kind of add a band in the middle of the eyes to stitch them together, so they like hold together and they're not like separated. But you can have your eyes separated, honestly, however you want to. Like, if you want them close together or further apart, go on ahead. Like, I don't mind. I'm just happy that the Rainbow Loom community, like the Loomigurumi community, shares their, like, creations and shows tutorials on how to do it, because that's nice, you know? It sucks when, like, I see crochet patterns and I see people like, oh, tester calls, or oh, you can pay for this pattern if you want to pay for it. And I'm like, why? If someone wants to create something new, I mean, I understand, like, people want money for their patterns, you know? But I just think it's easier just to let people use the pattern, you know? I mean, we all have one life to live, you know? So might as well just share with people, you know? Because people want to have enjoyments, you know? So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't know. I just really appreciate Rainbow Loom community and how everyone shares openly and freely, you know? Like, free. It's like, oh, here's this bracelet pattern. If you want to make it, you can watch a YouTube tutorial on it, you know? Which is nice. But, like, a lot of crochet people are just like, mine. They're like, it's mine. If you want it, you have to pay for it. You know, if you want the pattern, you pay for the pattern. Which I guess is what you do in stores, but because if you want to make a dress or make an amigurumi, you have to buy the pattern to do it, or be lucky enough to find something free on YouTube. Okay, so here's my foot. I'm going to make 3 more feet, and then I'm going to make a part 2. I'm going to upload a part 2 of me attaching everything on to the frog, if you want to know. And when I was talking about that band in the middle of the eyes, that's the band that I'm talking about. You can kind of see it. But I attached a band, like, I slip knotted these together so they just hold together. But yeah. Okay, so I will be back with a part 2 if you guys are interested, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed making this. So if I don't see you in the next tutorial, or if you don't watch the next part 2 of it, that's fine. But yeah, this is what the frog will end up looking like. I got the body, I got the 2 eyes, which will go kind of like right next to each other. God, that eye is so puffy. I did a little too much stuffing, but he'll be okay. So there will be his eyes and his feet. But, yeah, if you want to know how to do that, or if you need to learn how to do that, I will post a part 2.